Welcome back. Today we are taking out the Object 120, 152 millimeter apfsds tank destroyer from Russia. Now we are taking it out on Hurtgen Forest, which is, in my opinion, a very imbalanced map. The area in the middle is not large enough or has enough cover to protect you from your flanks, and we're about to show that off today. Now, in the last video, someone asked me to consider doing voiceovers to explain what I can see, what my thought process is, and that kind of thing. So that's what we're going to do today, and if it's something that is liked, then it'll be something that we do going forward as well. So, to explain quickly, I am taking a more defensive approach here. There's a little divot that you can see that we're going in towards to protect us from incoming fire. That Type 74 has decided to take the more aggressive approach, and he's about to come under fire from a martyr. And we are going to help him deal with that martyr. So, pushing up here quickly, we're going to peek out and hopefully take this guy out. Down he goes. That's going to let our Type 74 get up onto the hill, which is going to act as a early warning receiver for ourselves. He's going to be protecting our flank. Just being targeted by another tank here. And down he goes. Nice Yarby. What we're doing here is just scanning the left-hand side of the map to protect our allies from the enemy, protect them from getting flanked on their left-hand side. We see another vehicle here. Just track an M60. And while this is happening, the Type 74 on the hill is getting targeted by a Bradley, and he's about to go down. That is going to prompt us to get into a more defensive position to prepare for the Bradley. We don't want to be seen by him. We don't have a machine gun. We are purely a gun platform, while that Bradley has a plethora of different options to deal with us. So we're going to make use of our lower silhouette and hide behind this little bit of a hill, and hope that when the Bradley comes to crest that hill, that he is looking a different direction. Now we have another friendly that's coming out this direction. It's a Type 87 RCV. It's the same guy that just got taken out on the hill. So I'm going to use him. He's going to be trying to get back onto that hill as fast as possible, and because he's so much faster, I'm going to start moving first. You can see he has not stopped. So I was right in my judgment. He's marked the area. So now we know roughly where that Bradley is. The Bradley decided not to push up, he's just sitting on the hill. So I'm going to take advantage of this. Again, aiming for the divots. Keep my tank hidden. I'm going to have a quick scan of what the battlefield looks like in the center. Our team is still doing pretty okay. We are being taken out a bit more than I'd like, but we are still controlling 2 of the caps, which means we are winning the battle at the moment. That Type 87 RCV has decided to push up even further, so I'm going to push up with him, but I'm going to keep distance between us, hoping that the Bradley doesn't know that I'm here and targets the Type 87 RCV. And like I said, just scanning the battlefield. And we notice the Bradley. And he's fully focused on that Type 87. So we're just going to take him out quickly. And that Bradley made a fatal error there. He didn't know that I was here because I kept my distance. He fully focused on the Type 87, giving me a perfect shot on his vehicle. Which means now the Type 87 is acting as an early warning receiver for myself again. And I can fully focus on the battle in front of me. Now there's an enemy spotted here, and he is the least of my worries because he's spotted. He doesn't know that I'm here, so I'm in no rush to take a shot on him. And the Type 87 dealt with him instead. The way that I think is the enemy that's spotted is the enemy that you don't need to worry about. It's the enemies that you can't see are the ones that you should be worrying about. And we take out that M60 AOS that I believe we shot earlier. It was the same skin, it might just be a coincidence, but I think that might be the same player. And there's a few helis. Oh, never mind. That is a jet. We're lucky. We got away with that bomb. There are helis up as well. And I'm sizing up a shot here. Decide against it. And rightly so, because our AA starts opening up immediately. So we can go back to focusing on the battlefield. The reason I didn't take a shot there is because of the second heli could well notice that I took out the first one, and if I get targeted by anything, I'm not going to be lasting very long. So we're moving forward here to give ourselves a better firing angle, and we get that by spotting a Leopard. Just waiting for this guy to move. And there he is. Take a shot on him. So we have a very long front end. I don't want to expose too much of myself, so we're going to take a shot to try and disable this turret here. We do that. And still careful to make sure that we don't give this guy a chance to fire back. Not exposing too much of ourselves. We take him out. So with that, the game is pretty much equalized at the moment. We've just lost a teammate on Charlie, which has prompted me to be focused on that area of the map. We see an enemy here. And we've overpenetrated him and taken out an enemy behind him. Beautiful. So that's two enemies taken out there. Beautiful kills. And that's really the perk for this vehicle. It's got such a big gun and such a low BR that it can really do things like that without any difficulty. So we need to make a decision here, and it's not one that I'm too happy making, but we need to make a difference in this battle in the middle of the map now. So we are coming off our little sniper perch. We're going to head in. There are multiple enemies in and around Charlie. We need to deal with them. So in we go. And, well, that was a close one. Leopard 1 just took a shot at us. We're not able to get a shot back on him. And this is where I'm going to explain the thought process of other players. One of the most important things to learn in this game, I believe, is patience. Something that a lot of people don't have. And it's going to be on show here. The way that I'm thinking right now, I don't have a machine gun. I have no friendly around me that's going to be able to deal with this guy. It's me versus him. And at the moment, from what I can see, I don't really have an option to fire back without putting myself excessively out of cover. So I'm going to play the waiting game and hope that this guy either forgets that I ever existed, gets bored, or some other excuse. And that's going to work for us here. This player is going to leave his cover, and we might be able to deal with him later on if we're lucky. But we're going to have a look here at what firing angles we have available to us in a moment. We're going to push up and notice that we really don't have the depression to do anything. So as you can see, we're not really getting an angle. The incline is too steep. We just sit back into cover. And just then we notice that he's decided to leave his sniping spot. That's going to give us the ability to leave our cover also and set up to try and take this guy out as he's pushing into the middle of the town. So we're just scanning for him here. And I know this guy's going to be moving quickly because he's a leopard, so we need to make the shot count. And we notice him there. He is really moving quickly. And down he goes. In those situations, I'm very cautious. I'm making sure that I am taking out the vehicle in one shot. We have an enemy up here in front of us, but he has been taken out also. We're going to push onto the cap here, help our teammate cap it. And then we're going to start pushing up towards Charlie. We have an AA on Charlie at the moment. We're going to try and provide a bit of support for him. All the while we're keeping a kind of a close eye on what's going on the left-hand side of us because there is no friendlies around there. We have a light tank that's pushing up now, but I wouldn't really classify that as much cover. The AA got taken out on Charlie. So we now need to be a little bit more careful because we have no friendlies in front of us. Now we have a few enemies that are spotted. We've just been shot from the left. No idea what that was, but we're going to put a little bit of cover between us and them for just a moment before we start looking in in that direction to try and figure out what may have taken a shot at us. We don't see anything, so we're going to move. We see a leopard dug in. We take him out. We see a Tam here. We're going to try and deal with him. Unfortunately, we hit the dirt instead. That's okay, we're going to move up and we're going to take a little bit of cover behind this building so that if that Tam decides to reverse, we can take him out, and otherwise he's pushing straight up in towards 3 enemies who did take him out. So we have another enemy that's behind the house just here. We're going to try and deal with him. Very aware of the nuke possibility now for myself. 2200 points, we need 2 kills. just going to push up here to Bradley. Down he goes. Type 87 is fighting something here. Gonna see if we can try and provide a bit of support as well. Being careful not to show ourselves before we see the enemy first. The Type 87 got taken out by an exit mate 03. A really dangerous vehicle for us. So now I'm a little bit nervous here. I'm not in a good position. There's the exit mate 03, and we shoot first. And that secures the nuke. And that's going to be a GG. As long as we can get the nuke to the battlefield. So that game was pretty intense. It showed, in my opinion anyway, what the problems with Hurricane Forest are. The ability for us to set up on a hill where most people can't do much about you, in my opinion, is a problem. But even with us showing that on the left-hand side, myself and the Japanese player, on the right-hand side flank, the enemy had full control, which was causing a really a big problem for our team. We nearly lost the game because of it. But we kind of turned the battle ourselves by just taking out more enemy vehicles than the enemies were taking out from ourselves, or whether we had more, maybe the team that I was playing on had more backups or more vehicles in their lineup, that kind of thing. But either way, I feel like the Object 120 made the difference in that battle and resulted in quite a nice game with a nuke. Now, if you enjoyed this game, if you enjoyed the commentary, feel free to put a thumbs up on the video. If you didn't like it, thumbs down. Any bit of help helps. Any feedback at all. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comment section, and subscribe if you enjoyed it. To keep up to date as well with upcoming videos. At the moment we release every single Monday around midday, and it is also shared on Twitter. The Twitter link will be in the description below. Feel free to have a look at it. There isn't much going on there besides updates on videos. But that's it from me. If you enjoyed it, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.